All right. Now, since we know about something about tweeting and stuff like that, now let's say, for example, I want to do some automation in some regard. Let's say, for example, I want to take an input from the user, and after taking an input from the user, I want to tell him, basically, I want to have two buttons on my breadboard. So I'm going to have on my breadboard, I'm going to put two buttons. Two of them are going to be connected to two of my GPIO pins. And after connecting them to my GPIO pins, I just need to say that if my button is pressed, then if my first button is pressed, I need to ask the user, can you type something, right? Or what do you want to tweet? And when you press the second button, it would just put up on by saying, hey, what you just said got tweeted. Have a look at Twitter. Happy tweeting. Or something like that. We want to make an automated tweeting machine or something like that. So let's see what we can do. And is there something which provides us to figure out which button is pressed and stuff like that? So we're going to write a code now. So let's say when we go to programming, program 3. So we need to have two buttons. So maybe if you have understood the program, so I'll write a new file. And I'm going to say we're going to use two buttons. When one button pressed, yeah, what's going to happen? User has to enter something to tweet. When second button pressed, user's text has been tweeted. Simple, right? So again, I'm gonna have from keys import c_k, c_s, a_t, a_s, and of course I need to from Titan import Titan. Now I want you all to understand, even if this is not there currently, let's say for example I'm not having any of this, I want you to understand there is a library called as GPIO0. So there is a library or there is a module called as GPIO0, which is very popular in having in many a times by using methods you can make LEDs on, you can check for button input and so on. So you can do that anytime. So let's say using the GPIO0, I'm going to work on something and I'm going to figure out how to get the user input and how to just tweet it up, right? That's what we're going to see. So how am I going to use the GPIO0? Let's have a look at the documentation of GPIO0. So the documentation of GPIO0, so we're going to say GPIO0 documentation. In this documentation, we're going to read the docs. Either this one or this one. We can take both of them. So one is a PDF and another one is GPIO0. All right. So GPIO0 has something called as an LED, right? An LED is a class in GPIO0. By saying LED of 17, you get an LED object. So LED is a function which we're going to use to create an object. And all I need to say is use this object and say LED.on, LED.off. So you can, with very little code, you can actually quickly get going things, right? That's what is a good feature about using GPIO0, right? So we're going to use that currently. Let's say we have to connect an LED at pin number 17. This is Broadcom pin number 17 and not board pin number 17, right? So we need to connect it at the right spot. All right. So let's connect it and then get back.